she a sister lately?
Yeah, she just came to see me, but you probably knew that already.
What does she want?
I don't care.
Y'all didn't compare notes on your Fed handlers?
Why are you so sure she's snitching?
Trailing Feds like the Pied fucking Piper.
Trying to work with her or kill her?
All of a sudden you got feelings for your sister?
Fuck no. Matter of fact, you can do whatever you want with her.
Thanks, Vic. Cause I'm guessing she ain't saying nothing about how she plan on using Claud.
I don't know, Tommy. It's not like we have nightly calls to catch each other up.
What's this?
Look at the cops. Turn their back on her. Yeah, look, don't fuck with her.
Oh, shit.
Right. Why don't you use the campaign donation as leverage? Get her under your thumb.
Yeah, we could pull the trigger on that. But I'm gonna need something else to flip her. You a snitch? How'd she flip you?
First exclusive clip of Tommy and Vic for episode 5 of Power Book 4. And as you see, Tommy is in the firehouse. He's pouring up a little bit of a drink. We know that Claudia is on the loose. And with Claudia being on the loose, that means we need to watch our backs. Because the only way you get out of prison early in any situation is if there's a technicality, which rarely often happens, which Ortega is going through right now, or you're talking to the feds. And what did we see with Claudia? She came out with the whole National Guard behind her. She had the YSL belt buckle on, putting the glasses on, walking out like she just told on Noriega, Pablo Escobar. Well, she's supposed to be testifying against Ortega, and now that she has wings, Tommy is very wary of what the hell she has going on. So with him bringing Vic over here, which he already gave that $1 million to put on the campaign funds, he's trying to figure out, why is Claudia out? What is Claudia doing? And is Vic working with her? Now, we know Vic and Claudia, they seen each other this season, but neither one of them wanted anything to do with each other. Well, Claudia wanted to use Vic to get at Tommy, but Vic knows if he gives up information on Tommy, then that's going to potentially be his last piece of information he's going to be able to give up. So he's worked with Stacy Marks. And what Tommy is trying to figure out is, you both work with Stacy Marks. So is there a possibility that Stacy told you something that you're hiding from me? And Vic is saying, nah, I ain't got nothing to do with Claudia. I don't even mess with her. But at the end of the day, it's still his sister. So he feels a certain type of way. And even if you have issues with a family member that you actually love, then you're not going to allow anyone to do something to him, even if you two have a disagreement or aren't seeing eye to eye. Now, Tommy doesn't care about this. We've known Tommy over 12 years, and what we've seen from Tommy is he just doesn't care about anybody. Tommy's going to do what Tommy's got to do for Tommy to make it in this world. And right now, his number one priority is making sure that Che understands that he's moving the work through the streets and Chicago could potentially be his. What Vic is saying is, look, what are you trying to do with Claudia? Are you trying to work with her? He's also trying to gather information too, so he can see where everyone stands. But he's like, wait a minute, Tommy. Are you using me to go at Stacy Marks, or are you trying to work with my sister who screwed you over, who screwed me over? Because obviously, you know, the enemy of my enemy, which nobody is friends here, not even family members, dating back to Claudia and Vic both beefing over who was going to be the next in the Flynn family. Vic, he's hesitant. He's like, well, I don't have any information on Claudia, Tommy, so quit trying to persuade me or tell me to do certain things because I have nothing to do with it. That's what leads him into showing Tommy the footage. Now, in the trailer, we seen that the CPD turned their back on Stacy Marks, and that's because she's probably cutting funding or she's redirecting funds to go into different things, and the police officers aren't getting the overtime pay. Now, also in the trailer, we hear that Stacy Marks is going to have to get on the commissioner's side in order to get the backing of the CPD, which is when Tommy sees the whole CPD turning around. Now that they have this $1 million, they're going to be able to play and manipulate what Stacy Marks does. I thought that was the main reason for giving her the funding, to have a mayor in your pocket. So when Vic told Tommy to do this, I was a little confused. That was the initial plan, wasn't it? Give her $1 million. She can't resist it. It's going into the campaign. But when she finds out it's drug money, she's going to have to do what Tommy says, because if this gets exposed, then it's bad for everybody. So Tommy is coming along to the realization, you know what? You're right. Let's use that money. Let's do this. So here we are. We got $1 million. Stacy's going to have to start doing what we say do once she finds out where that money actually came from. So that means Vic is probably going to have to go and tell her, hey, Stacy, that $1 million you got, it actually came from Tommy. Now, she will be mad at Vic about this. Like, wait, Vic, why would you do something like that? This is going to jeopardize everything. But this is all a part of the game. It's a dirty game, and you do need to vet everyone. And let's be honest, Vic hasn't been vetted properly. He just talked to Stacy Marks. No one else has came in there and said, hey, Vic, this is what we're going to do, besides the task force last year. And we seen what happened to that. So Stacy Marks is a little pawn in this chess game. Now, Tommy, he's maneuvering, but let's watch Vic. Let's not sleep on Vic, because it looks like Vic is trying to put some things together that may collapse on him, but this is buying him more time to be able to stay alive. And I don't know about you guys, but enjoying being able to breathe and move around semi-freely is better than being in a pine box. And that's where Vic is looking at it. Now, he still has Ray, and Ray, he's going to have to push towards her. I don't know if she's ever going to find out. As I mentioned last week, Jason is really Vic until she does a little bit of digging. And if she does, by that time, it's going to be too late. So Tommy tells Vic, look, you need to do whatever you can. Whatever Stacy Marks did to flip you, we need that information. We need to figure out how Claudia got out, what Claudia knows, and what is her plan. Because at this point, Tommy's all over the place. He's with the Serbs, Albanians. The coalition is slipping from up under him because Diamond, Jenard, CBI, they're doing their own thing. And well, it looks like we're at the halfway point and everything's up in the air. We don't know who's with who. We don't know who can trust who. But one thing we know for sure is Stacy Marks is bought and paid for, and Tommy has an in with Stacy by the Vic snitch. And we're going to be dependent on Vic in order to make that political side all play out and to be able to trap Claudia into whatever nonsense we can. Because once we get her off the streets, who is supposed to snitch on Ortega and turn Tommy in, we'll be able to maneuver freely like we're supposed to. But hey, we'll find out. This is episode 5, the first exclusive clip. All right, there you go. The first exclusive clip for episode 5. We did get some photos already, so it's looking like we're going into episode 5 prepared for whatever. Maybe a war, or maybe we'll just kick back and relax. You know, maybe there's going to be some peace in the Chicago streets. We don't know when Tommy's actually going to go to New York. We know Kate is up there. But as of right now, it looks like Tommy is laying down the foundation of what he wants everyone to do within the organization. So if there is an episode, maybe episode 6 where Tommy is gone, everyone has a game plan. So let me know what you think about this clip. Can Vic be trusted? I know it's power, but I have to ask that question because at some point, Vic has done some good for Tommy, whether it was benefiting Vic individually or Tommy as a whole. But let me know what you think about this clip. Is Tommy smart for making this move and putting Stacy Marks on that clock to do what he says? Or will this whole political funding campaigns backfire? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 60,000 subscribers. I'm Mo.J. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.